Hi, Tamara Canine here. Thanks for tuning in. Today we're going to be working with some special ingredients, and I'm going to be showing you some different techniques on nut milk making and also hot Chaga chocolate drink. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's talk about some of our ingredients. We're going to start with a very simple basic recipe, and that is an almond milk. So let's talk about our ingredients to begin with. We've got some raw almonds. Now these almonds have been soaked for 24 hours. This is going to release the tannins and also the enzyme inhibitors, making it a little bit more healthy for us. So we're going to go ahead and start by just placing those in our high-speed blender. And then I'm going to add a little bit of salt, and this is a Celtic sea salt that's highly mineralized, so you definitely want to start upgrading your salt choices if you haven't already. And then I have here a medjool date, and it is pitted. So they come with a stone in the center of them, and you just want to break it open really easily and remove the stone. And then we're going to place that inside of our blender as well. And then we're going to add to this, I have 1 cup of nuts in there, by the way, if I didn't mention that. And I'm going to put in 4 cups of pure water. And if you like your milk to be a little bit more on the skim side, then you can add 6 cups. If you like more of a whole milk, you can even go down as low as 3 cups on this and get a thicker milk. So we're going to go ahead and process this through our Vitamix. Okay, so as you can see, this is well processed. I like to let mine go for about a good minute. It helps release all the good almond oils inside of that milk. And I'm going to be straining this through a nut milk bag. These bags are made with a very fine mesh, and they'll strain the pulp from your almonds very well for you and give you a nice creamy milk that doesn't have any grit in it. And this does take a few minutes. So we'll just pour it into the nut milk bag. This one has a drawstring, but they are made sometimes with elastic in them as well. And then literally you just squeeze the bag, and you keep squeezing it until you get all of your product out of your nut milk bag. Don't be too ambitious and squeeze it too hard, or you'll squirt your nut milk all over the place. And this pulp that's left over from your milk, you don't need to throw it away. If you don't find a use for it, you can throw it away, or you can use it for different raw things, or even not raw things, because it's basically will be turned into a meal when you're finished with it, or like the powder. So you can throw it in the freezer and use it later for maybe cookies or crackers or something that you can use later, or use it right away. Sometimes I'll just throw it in a bowl right after I'm done, mix it with a few ingredients, a little bit of sweetener and some spices, and make a little cookie out of it. Maybe throw some raisins in it, or just anything for the kids. They love it. So you can see I'm getting most of the liquid out of here, and the leftovers in the bag become pretty dry because I'm taking most of the milk out of it. You can see how it gets really dry. You can just save that for later. So we're going to put that in there, and I'm going to pour this off into the pitcher. There we go. That's easy. Simple and easy. Fresh, and your kids will love it. You'll love it. This actually will stay fresh and good in the refrigerator for up to 3 days. So the process only takes a couple minutes, and you can just make it fresh every couple of days for yourself. And then we're going to move on to the next portion of this, which is going to be the Chaga Tea. So I'm going to leave this off to the side here. This I can place over here. Okay, so the second part to this hot drink that we're making is the actual Chaga Tea. So I have a Chaga that I get because it's already prepared, it's easy. I don't have any that's anywhere near me. These grow in very cold climates up in the mountains. I live in the desert. So I get mine from Mountain Rose Herbs, and she gets them and she prepares them for us, and she has a beautiful plantation and has everything already organic and wonderful. So anyway, that's what I used. I put it in a couple of cups of water on a very, very low setting for a little while to contract the tea from it and get that. And so this is our Chaga Tea. I'm going to add that to our Vitamix. It's a very dark tea, but it also has a very mild flavor. It's not a very pungent mushroom. And then we're going to add our freshly made almond milk, and I have a little more than a cup here, and you can always add more if you want it more creamy and more milky. From that we have 2 heaping tablespoons of the raw chocolate, and this is one of my favorite ingredients to work and play with, because who doesn't love chocolate? And I buy Navita's brand just because it's very easy for me to get. Anytime I run out, I can just go get this, and it's easy to find. I'm also going to add into that a little bit of fat. So I'm going to incorporate some raw cacao butter. This is the fat from the cacao bean, from the actual chocolate bean. So we're going to incorporate that fat, and I'm also going to incorporate some coconut oil to make that, give it some body, give it some richness. You could also add, I'm keeping this fairly simple for us because some of these ingredients you might have, some of them you might have to go get. You can add hemp seeds for a little body, maybe some cashew nuts if you'd like that as well. Okay, so the next ingredients, let's talk about these. The first one that I have that I'm going to talk about is maca. Maca is a wonderful, it's an it's a root actually that grows in the ground, and it can be found up in the Himalayas also as well. And it is good for energy, it boosts your metabolism, but it's also a good hormone balancer, so I like to drink that every now and then. The other thing that I have in here is Lucuma, which has got lots of carotens, and it's got B3 in it, and it is a little bit sweet and vanilla-y kind of flavor, so I like to add that to the chocolate mix as well. So we're going to put both of those in here. I have about a teaspoon of each in there, and then of course one of my favorite, I'll just emphasize one more time, favorite sweeteners is honey. Now this is a local raw honey that I got from farmer's market, and local honey is good for you because it comes from the flowers that are in your area, so it helps with allergies and immune system building. If you are vegan and you do not like using honey, then you can use another type of sweetener, maybe a xylitol or an agave, or maybe even throw some dates in there if you like that. You probably have a sweetener you're already using. So we're going to add that honey. I'm going to try not to lick the bowl. It's hard as I'm watching it. And then that's it. We're going to throw it in the blender. Blend away. Out of your diet, this is a great way to do it. So I'm just going to pour a little in here. That chocolate's already driving me nuts. And maybe just a little bit more. And then maybe, if you like, you can even put a little bit of cinnamon, because cinnamon, chaga, and chocolate go very well together. So maybe just a tiny sprinkle. And there you have it, hot chaga chocolate breakfast, lunch,